When the Ohio legislature officially incorporated Adath Israel Congregation on March 24, 1851, its Polish founders could not have known that the synagogue they just established in their newly adopted home would one day become a grand pillar of community life, both in the Jewish community and well beyond. To be sure, the shul's beginnings were humble. The congregation first convened in Lodge Alley, which is now the center of Cincinnati's bustling Fountain Square, and soon purchased 3.5 acres of land in Price Hill to be used as a cemetery. By 1860, Adath Israel moved to a larger space, just blocks away at 7th and Walnut, where the shul stayed for nearly 30 years. In the 1880s, the mass migration of Polish and Eastern European Jews to America caused the congregation to grow, and rapidly. By then, the Ladies' Hebrew Benevolent Society, today's Sisterhood, had been formed, primarily to care for the needs of the cemetery. Still, a permanent home for the shul was elusive. As was regularly ordained rabbinical leadership, which the congregation would not enjoy until 1918. But Adath Israel's days of wandering ended in 1896, when a former residence at 9th and Cutter Streets was refurbished and became the permanent home of Kehillah Kadosha Adath Israel. During the years of the early 1900s, the city's Jewish community began to move northward, and Adath Israel followed. By 1917, it had acquired its own building on Rockdale Avenue in Avondale. Only 1 year later, Rabbi Louis Feinberg became Rabbi of Adath Israel. He was deeply beloved by the congregation, and his efforts to strengthen the congregation in religious, youth education, and community-wide social and cultural participation produced explosive growth. That led to the building and opening of a magnificent new synagogue building on Lexington and Reading Roads in 1927. In 1945, a young, energetic, dynamic rabbi, Fischel Goldfeder, became Adath Israel's associate rabbi. Then, following the sudden death of Rabbi Feinberg in 1949, Rabbi Goldfeder began his 33-year tenure as the congregation's treasured senior rabbi. Under his watch, the congregation thrived with new youth programs and adult learning opportunities. In 1954, mixed seating in the sanctuary was permitted, a move that was hailed nationally within the conservative movement. The Jewish community of Cincinnati continued to move northward, and so, in 1964, 17 acres of land were purchased in Amberley Village, and in 1967, the congregation moved into its new home, where it resides today. In 1982, upon the retirement of Rabbi Goldfeder, Rabbi Sidney Zimmelman arrived at Adath Israel as the new head rabbi. In 1991, the congregation welcomed Rabbi Irvin M. Wise as its new senior rabbi, a position he held until his retirement in 2019. Under Rabbi Wise's leadership, the congregation became fully egalitarian. Numerous social action programs and experiences were introduced, and new opportunities for adult education and religious enrichment were offered. In 2019, Rabbi Moshe Smolkin was hired as the senior rabbi of Adath Israel, and Rabbi Wise became Rabbi Emeritus. Throughout the years, Adath Israel has enjoyed the blessing of congregants whose unselfish devotion and deep spiritual connection to the shul inspired, in every era of its existence, ample sustenance for growth, robust leadership, dedication to Jewish values, a familial connection with fellow congregants, and a sense of belonging through meaningful participation in the life of the greater Cincinnati community. Adath Israel's congregants also included brave men and women who served their country in every war since its founding. Their magnanimous service shall be honored in perpetuity.